Hi everybody, if you're watching this video, then you're interested in product information on a Leister Uniplan 500. My name is Bob Miller and I'm a product solution specialist. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the controls, features, and settings on the Uniplan 500. For all of you guys out there who've owned the old Uniplan S and Uniplan E, that model is discontinued, but don't worry about it. Leister's got plenty of parts in service. This model replaces the old Uniplan E and Uniplan E and Uniplan S. If you remember both of those models, one was available as an analog model with potentiometer control, and the other one was a digital model for parameter settings. The same thing applies here with the Uniplan 300 and Uniplan 500. The Uniplan 300 is considered the analog device with potentiometer controls. The Uniplan 500 is a digital device for setting parameter controls. Here in the US, Leister does not sell the Uniplan 300 analog device. They only sell the Uniplan 500, so order accordingly. According to Leister, here in the US, 95% of the sales go out as a 110 volt device, but there are 220 volt devices available. According to Leister, 95% of the sales go out with the 30 millimeter nozzle, so order accordingly. I've owned and operated the older devices and this new Uniplan 500, and I'm proud to say the differences between the two, I consider the differences to be significant. And those differences would be, in my opinion, would be bigger, better, faster, stronger. This is really one heck of a device. I'm going to go over the accessories that come included with the Uniplan 500. First accessory is a handsome carrying case, plastic molded so you know your device is protected. The second accessory, your device comes with two disc weights and two screw-in posts to be able to store the weights on. There's an additional screw-in post so you can add up to a total of 7 weights on this, and I find that particularly useful. I work with some different application material where I do work with a 26 and a 28 ounce polyurethane material, and having the additional weights is a neat feature for me. Other accessories that are available with the machine. Your Leister comes with one swivel caster in the front, one primary drive wheel, and one drag wheel in the rear, which means it's a three-wheel device, which means the device can be a little bit tippy. I highly recommend you add a second caster to the front of this device. It really helps with the dimensional stability. Other accessories that come with your machine is a nozzle guide adjustment plate. Your operator simply places the nozzle guide adjustment plate and brings the nozzle down to check alignment of this. I've owned other Leister devices and didn't have the nozzle guide adjustment plate, and I find this critical. It's a very important accessory. Other accessories that come with your Leister is a bolt-on guide handle. This is very helpful to you billboard guys who are working on the floor so they can reach down and grab that handle. Other accessory that comes with your standard accessory that comes with your Leister is your fold-over hem guide plate. There's a mesh mark on here in 3 settings to accommodate to the 3 different size nozzles available with the Uniplan 500. That would be a 20 millimeter nozzle, 30 millimeter nozzle, 40 millimeter nozzle. Operator simply swings the post out of the way, inserts the material, swings it back in the way. This device bolts onto the side of the machine and really helps the operator get the lead edge of your fold-over hem established. Other accessories that come with the machine are for you guys that do overlap seam splicings or tiling. There's a guide wheel on here that's very helpful for doing overlap seam splicing. Other accessory that comes with the machine is a idle or pulley wheel and a tensioner belt. It's typically used for pole pocket applications. And the last accessory is a media guide hook. You bolt this onto the side of the machine and position it correctly. It'll lift the lead edge of the fold-over hem and help you out before you get the hem started. There are 3 very important settings on this machine that I think are critical. One of them is having the nozzle guide adjustment plate. You can always check to make sure your nozzle is in the correct position. A second adjustment on this device is what's called a delay start. On the back side of the machine, there's a setting for delay start. Fast delay start, medium delay start, slow delay start. What the delay start means is when the operator brings the nozzle down into position, it automatically starts the machine on its travel path. Both Leister and myself recommend that you use the slow delay start. I find that it really helps with establishing the lead edge of the beginning of your heat welding hem. The third adjustment, very important adjustment, is what's called adjusting the float. I find this very important. Everybody's got a different work surface table work surface that they are out in the field. And you billboard guys who are out on the floor, there's no telling if the table surface is flat or level, or if the floor is flat or level, or if you're going over floor seams, if they're flat and level to each other. So adjusting the float or the height of this nozzle on and up off the work table surface of the floor is very important. Myself in my shop, I set my float slightly, just ever so slightly, just above the table surface, because I ideally don't want the nozzle dragging on top of the banner material and dragging on top of the table surface. There are 3 size nozzles that are available for your Leister, and I'm going to go over those accordingly. The 20 millimeter nozzle, 30 millimeter nozzle, 40 millimeter nozzle. The 20 millimeter will produce a 1-inch fold over hem. The 30 millimeter nozzle will produce a 1 1/4 inch fold over hem, and the 40 millimeter nozzle will produce a 1 1/2 inch fold over hem. And why is that important? Here in the U.S., most of us use a number 2 grommet, and most of us set with a hand grommet press, although some of us, the bigger shops, we set with fully automatic grommet machines, which are wonderful devices. But this number 2 grommet, outside diameter, is 3/4 of an inch. So if I'm using a 30 millimeter nozzle, which equates to a 1 1/4 inch fold over hem, it's safe to assume that I'm going to get this grommet fully suspended in my fold over hem. I find that critical. Warranty information on your machine. There's 1-year warranty on this device. However, Leister does not warranty the heat element on this device. And that's an important feature. Some of the things that are known for causing these devices to fail is the heating element. And one of the really cool features on this digital device is in the programming memory is something called an eco mode. In that eco mode, I can set a delayed cool down shutdown on my device. So in here on my machine, I've set that for a 45-minute delay. What that means is if I haven't operated the machine in 45 minutes, the machine will go out into the duty cycle cool down mode and power the machine down, which has a significant effect on the longevity of your heat element. Want to get into product support. I've worked closely with the staff at Leister, in particular Mr. Ken Huber and Leister USA, to establish some parameters settings for your machines for basic sign and graphic and basic billboard applications. So Ken has given me the 3 parameter settings for commonly used material. The 3 parameter settings on your device are speed control, temperature control, and air volume control. Ken has given me the 3 coordinating parameters to 4 very commonly used pieces of material in the sign and graphics and billboard business here in the U.S. I'll go over those briefly. A 13 to 15 ounce PVC front lit banner or a blockout or a black back banner material, an 18 to 20 ounce PVC blockout material typically used in pole banner applications, an 8 to 10 ounce mesh parameters for snow fence, fence mesh parameters, and a 4 to 9 ounce PE or PVC parameters for billboard applications. I've programmed those parameters into my Leister. Leister, on board your Leister, you have the ability to be able to save 15 program settings, or Leister calls them recipes. I like to call them profiling. For all of us who profile our inkjet presses for the media, we refer to them as profiling, where we know we can save printer settings. Same thing applies with your Leister for the coordinating material. Another part of product support is something that I work very closely with Ken Huber at Leister. I've produced a practice graphic file for your operators to work with, which is what I call a monster file. A monster file is a 5-foot by 10-foot print with 5 individual print, trim, hem, and grommet images up on one sheet. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. I've gone ahead and printed out one live size 5-foot by 10-foot monster file for you guys to check out. And this is the live size 5-foot by 10-foot monster file. So what that means is your operator can print out one 5 by 10, go over to it, learn how to print, trim, hem, and grommet a 5 by 10, then trim that off and do the same procedure on a 4 by 8, 3 by 6, 2 by 4, and a 1 by 2, all up on one printout. Another feature I've done on this is I've incorporated a bleed image, non-bleed, bleed, non-bleed. That means that your operator can, for example, on a bleed, trim to the color, but on the next banner, say if it's predominantly white, a non-image area, there's a series of crop marks on there indicating for your operator where to be able to learn how to trim, bleed, non-bleed. So in terms of product support, where to buy your device. There are a slew of Leister dealer and distributors out there, and if any of you have purchased a Uniplane E or a Uniplane S in the past, you purchased those through your dealer and distributors, and make sure you maintain your relationship with them and purchase this machine from them. Otherwise, Leister USA has started a Leister store on their website where you can buy this machine directly online. But please keep in mind, if you buy the device online, eventually you'll need sales support and parts and warranty support from your local dealer. So make sure you establish that relationship. Product support. This is Ken Huber's email address here in Leister USA. Ken has access to my monster file, so if any of you purchase a new device and you want to use the monster file in-house for your training purposes, get in touch with Ken. We'll get you a copy of that file. Also, if you purchased a new unit through a dealer, distributor, or through the Leister store, make sure you send Ken an email because he'll send you out a Leister hat and a t-shirt. In any event, thank you for watching the video. My name is Bob Miller. I'm a product solution specialist for Leister, and today I'm going over the controls, features, and settings on Uniplane 500. Make sure to stay in touch. There will be a follow-up series of videos of me operating this device on live work, on the monster files, and assorted different applications and an assortment of different types of materials. So make sure you stay in touch, watch for follow-up videos. Thanks for watching the video. My name is Bob Miller.